Sorry it's taking me so long to make another video. I was actually just going through a lot and processing a lot, so I just, when that happens, when life is hard, it's hard to do anything. So I wrote it down so I wouldn't be stumbling as much all over the place. So I have my computer in front of me. So if it sounds like I'm reading something, it's because I am. But so I am going to tell you that I have not been following my cleanse perfectly, and I don't know why I feel so panicked about telling you all that. I guess it's because I feel like I'm letting the whole world down, which is totally stupid when I say it out loud. But I have to remember that I'm doing this to be healthier, and I document it on video, not only to show people how good it is for the body, but also the struggles and challenges that come with it. Because I know that a lot of people they think that they just don't have what it takes because they watch these juice feasts and they do it perfectly and everything's grand, and but so I guess I'll be the bad example that struggles. So I also believe that it's easier for some people to do this than others, just like skills like sewing or working out or woodworking and all that. So, isn't it silly that I think you all would be mad at me for messing up? Which it totally is. So, I did a little experiment with my body and with my mind because I was really thinking, I was just feeling so icky. Like, I knew I had a cold and my voice was gone and everything, but I was feeling depressed too, and I just felt lethargic, and it kind of reminded me, a little backstory, I actually struggled with an eating disorder, and I never like to go into that because I feel like it's just a touchy subject. So, anyways, so I won't even tell you about that. So, it's kind of like mentally, I almost felt like kind of the way I used to feel when I had an eating disorder. So, I was kind of worried that I was feeling so fatigued because I wasn't eating enough because I have a history of starving myself. So it was kind of like that fear of not getting enough while I was training for the Warrior Dash, which that'll be my other video, which I'm really excited because it was really a lot of fun. But because I was training so hard and just feeling so mentally and physically down, I thought, well, maybe I'm starving myself, Even though, like, head knowledge, I know that when you're doing raw vegan, you get enough protein. But again, it was just, I've had a mental I have just issues with food anyways, so I was just really confused. So I decided to just, if I'm going to do this for 90 more days, I'm going to have to just know whether I'm feeling this way because I'm not getting enough, or if it's just because I'm sick or depressed or whatever. So I decided to cheat just for an experiment. So I ate a bunch of cooked veggies for 2 days. Yeah, so when I didn't feel any better, then I decided to experiment. Well, maybe I'm not getting enough protein. So then I ate a bunch of lean, healthy meats. Again, I experimented still with really healthy fruit, vegetable, healthy proteins, and even though they were animal, but I didn't go out and eat steak and just, pork or anything like that. So it was turkey and, really healthy stuff. So I did that for 2 days. Well, after the 4 days, I still woke up the 4th or 5th morning, and I was feeling more depressed than ever. So it was kind of a good thing, because then I knew for sure that it wasn't because I was getting too little of anything, because I still felt really fatigued and all that stuff. And 4 days is enough to get enough calories in, I think. So finally I realized that I was feeling so crappy because of a number of things. Big number one is the allergies, obviously. I don't realize how much it can bring someone down. But again, I've told you in a million videos that they're harvesting around here, and it's all in the air, and I guess just being a redhead, or I don't know, but even everyone I know really hasn't been feeling well with their sinuses and stuff. So my kids haven't been feeling well. My husband's nose is always stuffed up, and we've all been grumpy. And then what makes me feel better about knowing that it's not just something in the house, if something was moldy in the house or something, but my sister-in-law and her kids and my brother live an hour and 15 minutes from me, and they're doing the same thing. My sister-in-law hasn't had a voice. Her kids have been sick and snotty and coughing. And so I really do think it's the allergies, and that's enough to make you feel fatigued no matter who you are. Number 2, another thing I don't really want to talk about either, but I've been really missing an old friend, and that I think that would bring anyone down as well. And number 3, it's just flipping hard being a mom. I think that the people who have wanted to be a mom all their lives, and then they grow up and it's not a fairy tale, and they realize that, you know, my daughter screams at me all the time. She's always mad. She's, you know, and it doesn't matter what I do. That's another thing I don't like to get into either. This is the video if I don't want to get into it, but it's there. But I have 2 kids, and my son just has a different personality. He's so easygoing. He like worships me. He just thinks I'm the bee's knees, you know. And also what makes me really depressed is, for some reason, I have it in my mind that it's my job to make everyone happy. And if they're not happy, no matter what it's about, then it's my fault for some reason. My husband's here. I'm going to pause it. Okay, for some reason I feel really embarrassed when I don't feel embarrassed when he's recording me when I'm doing silly stuff, but when I'm like just talking, just the fact of him standing there and I'm like yak 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 blah blah blah, it's just like it makes me feel stupid. So I'm in here with my dogs. They're laying on the bed, which he hates too. But I need to change the sheets anyways. But where was I? Oh, that I just feel like it's, you know, my job to make everyone in my life happy, which is so stupid because Chad will be going through a funk because he's pressured at work or, you know, just army stuff, and then I'll think it's my fault. Like, well, if I were a better wife, if I hadn't have done this, or if I, you know, blah 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 blah, then everything would be perfect. But I mean, that's why we have Jesus, because no one's perfect. And if I were able to snap him out of stuff he's gone through at work or wherever, then I would be God, and that's not good. So, because there's no one, I mean, there's no way that I would be able to be that to anyone, but I just have to remember that. It's just hard because, you know, you just feel like, well, if I were being the perfect mom, why are my kids throwing fits all the time, you know? It's like, why is my daughter always complaining about everything? Well, then I'll feel like it's my fault. Well, maybe it's because I spoiled her, so now she's a spoiled brat because of me. And so it's just like everything's a catch-22. But it's good to talk. That's why it's good to talk to other moms, because I was talking to this other mom and she was feeling the exact same way, and we just were laughing about how we say things to our kids we promised we would never say, and just all this stuff. And so it does help to talk to other moms, and I just need to do that more often. But I guess, like, stay-home moms especially, we just feel, and working moms probably do too, I'm just talking from my experience, that we just feel kind of alone, and I don't know, like, we don't want to bother anybody. I don't know what we feel. This is also be a video of I don't know why this or that. So that's another reason why I've been really depressed too, is just, you know. But with my strong-willed child, my daughter, I have to remember that I know someone where she was so strong-willed that her mom actually gave her up to the state for 2 years, and she was in foster care for 2 years because she was so strong-willed she did not know what to do with her. And like, before I had kids, I'd be like, how in the heck could you ever do that, you know? But having a strong-willed child, I could totally, I mean, I wouldn't do that, obviously, but I could totally understand. I would never judge her, ever, because sometimes I do feel like, what is the point of being a mom if this is the result? But I do have to remember that all the strong-willed kids that I knew, where I talk to their parents now, and now the strong-willed child is my age, they turned out so great, and they had great teenage years. So I've actually been told that my sweet child is the one that's going to give us trouble as teens, which is probably true. So I don't know. So maybe it'll just all equal out throughout the years. But it's just really hard being a mom. So all that to say is it wasn't the lack of calories, fat, protein, whatever. It was just this time, like, I'm adjusting to the kids being home and being with them all day, trying to get a schedule, like, getting used to their fits and just all that stuff has just kind of been overwhelming. So I think we're going to adjust better after we get adjusted. Does that make sense? So then, yeah. And also I talk to my husband about a lot of stuff. Sometimes I keep stuff from him because I don't want to hurt his feelings, or I don't want to stress him out. Again, it's the whole like, I don't want to be the reason for him being sad. So if I'm feeling something that maybe like will hurt his feelings or whatever, I don't want to tell him. But I just need to realize that after we talk about it, it does bring us closer together, because it makes us closer friends. And then two, I get it out, and then it's not so strong and it's not so trapped, and so we both actually end up doing better. Because yeah, it might hurt his feelings for a little bit, but then he doesn't have like a totally depressed wife for a couple days until we talk about it again. So, and he's really good about that, separating himself from being my husband. He'll separate himself, realizing that I'm feeling what I'm feeling and I need to talk about it, and so he'll kind of like get out of husband mode and kind of go into counselor mode, and that's really good, even if it's a painful topic, if that makes sense. So that's pretty good. Yeah, so just realizing what was really wrong was what I needed to somewhat snap out of it. And I feel like I will do much better for the next 90 days. I do want to add one more rule, because I did say raw vegan smoothies, like mainly juicing when I can, but when I can't, then I would blend raw fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds. But one thing I do want to add is when we go out to eat, if I bring like a smoothie with me, or I sit there and not eat, like I feel like it makes people uncomfortable, because then they're all eating in front of me and I'm just sitting there watching, and maybe it doesn't make them uncomfortable, but it makes me uncomfortable. Again, it's me like trying to please everyone. Like, I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, but I just feel like if I order raw vegetables, which you can usually get that anywhere you are, then I can still eat and enjoy the thing, and I can even pile it up and look like I'm picking out. But you know, when it's just raw broccoli and raw tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff, then it'll be good. And we don't go out to eat too often, so it'll just be like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. I guess once a week is often. I guess we go on Sundays after church because it's fun. But so that's pretty much it, which it'll still be super clean. You know, even if I did eat solid raw veggies once a week, then I would still have an entire 7 days for my digestive system to rest. So, and then the 90 days of just being completely pure will still be a cleanse, and that's why I am doing it. So that's about it. I hope that helps. And I'm going to do this other video when I was sick. I tried to do a video earlier, like a week ago, but my voice was so gone. I was trying so hard to talk and I just couldn't do it. So I was going to put together, you know, something that also came to me while I was fasting. And so, so it'll be out of order. So that one will be older, but it'll take longer to do. This one I just kind of have to put up and not really... what's the word? Cut and chop. Edit. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it, and hopefully I'll update sooner than I have been. Now that mentally, hopefully I'll be doing a little better. So I'll talk to you later. This is just a real quick update because I just have not had time. I'm still trying to adjust to my kids being home from school. Chihuahua in here. That's a brat. Such a brat. Aw, just kidding. Anyways, on Memorial Weekend, I think it was Monday, we went out to eat as a family. We went to eat Chinese, but I just ate raw veggies. So I had that. And let's see, I'm still adjusting to the kids, like I said, and so I haven't had any free time yet, and we've just been out, like we went swimming today, but it was really cold actually, so I didn't get in the water. We went to the gym, and so we're just kind of out and about, and by the time we get home and do supper and baths and stuff, I'm just like, I just end up watching TV with Chad. So it does seem harder this time, harder than usual. I don't know if it's because I am working out harder than I have been in the past, but I don't know what it is, but I don't know. I don't know if this is a very good update because I'm just kind of sleepy, but I will talk to you soon.